I think last I saw there are 11 examples submitted, and there's some really really good stuff. I'd point to, for instance, I think it was Peyton had the Dove ad about washing your hands, basically kind of showing you how to wash your hands for 20 seconds, but in an engaging way. And I know it sounds weird without looking at that, but it's an important thing to recognize. So in a way, it's a PSA. A lot of these are really kind of like public service announcements, but not quite. So there's one that was submitted that is from the Ad Council. It's also another great example because the Ad Council has always done really, really good work. It's essentially top advertising agencies who donate their services for good causes. And so there's a lot of things that look like public service announcements about washing, about staying home, and about the things that we need to know during this pandemic. And some other really interesting examples. Apple, one of the more recent ones, submitted. They use creativity, that talk about creativity, show a wide range of people, and they use emotion because emotion is an important driver in everything. And it's really about again, they're not trying to sell you a computer. They're trying to talk about creativity and what they're doing during this time to keep people connected and keep people creative and keep them vital. Ford, there's a couple of auto-related ones. There's Ford that really draws upon its brand history and talking about they've been through world wars and all these other things, and we'll all keep going together. So it's interesting, and kind of playing to the fact that Ford tough, but also saying that everybody is Ford tough and everybody can get through this together. Jeep goes back to the brand ethos, which is the ruggedness of it, and they'll show some outdoor scenes, but also the fact that that maybe this isn't the time, but we'll all be back out on the trail and adventuring, as soon as we can, as soon as it's safe. There were some, for example, Amazon thanking workers, and Amazon's relationship with their workers is very, very complicated. There's been a number of things about how they treat their workers and such, but this is a way that they're applauding their workers. And I keep hoping, as someone who uses Amazon sometimes because I have no other options, that Amazon is doing better things as far as pay and breaks and hours for their workers. But Amazon showcasing them is at least a good first step. There's also Guinness. Guinness is another one of those advertisers that have done things very, very well for a long time. And essentially it is something that, kind of shows, it goes back to the whole Zoom thing. There's so many ads that are using Zoom, much like we use them in classes and that type of thing, and I use them for meetings, showing people toasting each other responsibly from a distance. And there's some conversation, and I don't disagree with this, that the term social distancing is not a great one because it's about physical distancing, and we're not trying to be socially distant. We're trying to be physically distant. We're trying to be socially engaged. And the Guinness ad, again, is a good example of spirit and togetherness, even though we are not able to go to the same bar and drink the same beer sitting next to each other. So that's another really, really good one. And then I also want to talk about contactless. There is an example submitted there about Burger King's contactless service. And that's something I see like all the pizza companies are talking about it. It's contactless delivery or contactless pickup that I think it's Little Caesars has. So that's another trend that I've seen is really talking about, how we can work together. Or I think, and Walmart, I think you can do grocery pickup. It's contactless. And then some of whether it's a DoorDash for deliveries or the the grocery deliveries of like Instacart. The way, again, they're promoting, I'm sure that they have all seen an increase in customers, because I've been thinking about that as well, as far as showing how their service works to the benefit of somebody. They're, obviously they're making money off it. That's why they want to do it. But they're showing you, here's a service we have that will keep you safe or safer. And so I think that's been interesting. And then even the idea of Uber or somebody saying, hey, don't use us right now. It's reverse advertising in a way. It's saying, hey, don't use us, but remember us when things are better. So there's a lot of cleverness going in to what you're seeing in ads, and I think they continue to shift and have taken on a more serious tone. The biggest change in my life up until now was 9/11, 2001, and everything changed as far as how we felt as a country. But even that, as many people as that killed, as big a day as that was, is not comparable to COVID because it's changed how we all do things. You're all taking classes remotely right now. I'm speaking to you remotely from my living room. I get to wear sweatpants, which is definitely a plus. My commute is not bad, but I would so much prefer to be in the same classroom with you all because there's nothing quite like that. We don't have that choice. We don't have that option. But COVID has changed our daily lives and our academics and just your day to day, as opposed to being on campus, getting up, going to a dining hall, and then going to your classes. That's not happening. It's not the same. And it's interesting to see how advertisers have reacted to this. And some of them have been, I think, really clever. We're going to see things keep changing. So, obviously, I'm not telling you, watch more TV or check out what ads are doing. But as you do, you'll know you've seen, obviously, some people have submitted already and seen a change, and will continue to change, I'm sure. There's a light at the end of this tunnel. It'll be interesting to see what advertisers do when that happens. But in the meantime, thank you all for submitting these examples. Keep submitting them to the discussion board as you will. And we're going to keep going. We're getting near the home stretch of the class because we've got the test coming up, and then we'll be getting on almost immediately to the final project, which there's a lot of work to the final project, but I'm here for you and trying to figure out how best to do that and make it as easy as possible for everybody to achieve what you need to. So anyway, that's this one. Take care. Stay safe.